Looking forward to a night off, boss. I haven't heard from Eddie, so I was thinking about a nice hot bath.
An excellent idea. A little self-care goes a long way. I do have bubble bath if you would like to borrow some.
Andromachos the Mighty uses bubble bath, huh? I wouldn't have guessed.
There is only one type of human who does not like bubbles.
Liars?
Well, I was going to say werewolves, but I suppose it is the bath part they dislike, not the bubbles.
Oh, well, I ain't no liar, so I'd love some bubble bath. In fact, well, tarnation, I guess the bubble bath is postponed.
Are you ready to handle Edmund's distortions? It sounds as though they will be intense.
Well, let me think real quick. I think I got it.
I suspect you have difficult work ahead tonight. I wish you the best of luck, Sam.
Thanks, Andy. Hold on, Sammy boy, here he comes. Hey, Eddie.
Do you like my costume, Sam?
Well, sure. Did you come right from that production you were talking about last time?
Yes. I flew right here after the performance.
So,
You should have been there. You could have seen how the audience reacted. They loved me.
Hey, well, that's fantastic, Eddie. I was a little worried when I heard you coming. I wasn't expecting you tonight.
But why would you worry? You knew who I was. The great Edmund. Oh, my dear boy. How they did laugh at the great clown Pierrot.
Well, that's amazing, Eddie. Gave that Grimaldi fellow a run for...
Grimaldi would have never achieved as many laughs as I clearly earned.
You don't sound too happy about it, Eddie.
Pierrot is supposed to be a tragic clown. They just laughed and laughed.
Oh, Eddie.
They laughed at my heartbreak when my wife left me for a respectable man. They laughed when I held my dying... They laughed as I succumbed to drink, damning God for not taking me. They laughed as I slit my own throat. So you see, it was all very...
Eddie, I'm so sorry.
No, but of course it wasn't. I believe this role was made for me. It was made so that people could laugh at me. So laugh.
The part Edmund played is far older than he.
No.
Eddie, I know you're hurting right now. I know people can be cruel, but they ain't looking to be cruel to you, and that's one of them cognitive distortions. Personalization.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't tell me a fucking thing about cognitive distortions! Do you think I don't know what they are? Do you think I do not employ each and every one, every single moment of every single... I am a professional liar, but no lie is so carefully constructed. You told me to deal with reality as it is. So be it. This is Edmund Keene. A minstrel, a jester, a fool, a clown whose greatest...
Eddie, you're a human. You're the most complicated being to walk the earth, and you got more years behind you than I do. Them labels ain't doing anything for you except locking you into an identity that ain't good for you.
They are more honest labels than Edmund, the great and respected actor.
Eddie, I don't want you using any labels. All they're doing is creating false...
But you see, my dear boy, all that is impressive about Edmund Keene is just illusion. Go ahead and ask me, therapist. Ask me... Nay, do not ask. I will tell you. Edmund Keene is nothing. I have never met the man, or even the boy. I have known Shylock, Richard but people loved all of those characters. Wherefore would they love Edmund? And I have played Edmund for so long that naught lies beneath. A hollow... As the vampires have said, what is a man anyway? A miserable pile of secrets, a mountain of pretty lies.
Eddie, that ain't true, and I'll tell you why. You're saying life's miserable, but it ain't. There's a lot to enjoy about it if we care to look.
You lie as well as I do. Life is misery. It is a series of bitter trials. A fool's hope. The next misery is always around the corner, and the best... That is what I have done. I am...
But here's the thing, Eddie. People are pretty good deep down, Eddie. You ain't giving humanity.
You clearly never met me backstage. They used to call my dressing room the Room of Lamentation because everyone... Would you call that good, therapist?
Well, we ain't all good all the time.
As I said, we are made of lies.
We all lie, Eddie. Deep down, we're all still scared animals who can't tell the difference between a booing audience and... For all the time my blood was pumping, I played a tough guy. Slaughtering Sam, they called me. I liked it.
Why?
Because it made me feel safe. Under that grizzled exterior, I was still just a scared little boy.
You understand me? Though we have played different parts, the character underneath is the same, perhaps. Do you remember that I played Cupid as a boy?
That was your breakout role, right?
I learned that if I smiled and spoke sweetly, people would view me as something other than... I wouldn't have to go hungry. I wouldn't have to be sold to some bloated factory. Edmund Keene was worthless to anyone. Another mouth to feed, another body to clothe. So I knew. I thought if I suppressed Edmund and became the character the public wanted, I would. But this illusion, this character of Edmund Keene, he has brought... Do you know why I sought to become a vampire? Why I dwelt in dark places until the curse of immortality. I became a vampire because I was afraid that my son Charles would be a more successful actor than I was. I could not let his leg... I had to be sure that I was the Keene that would be remembered.
Dang, Eddie. That's...
Yes, I have been monstrous. I needed to be the most beloved. I had my own pet lion. I rode my horse indoors. I flew into a rage. As an immortal, my fears have made me even more terrible. How many promising young actors I have killed because so many lives cut short because I, and I alone, know what acting must be. Indeed, the very reason I am wearing these clothes is because I could not bear the idea that Grimaldi brought something to the... Do you see how pathetic I am? I am battling a man who has been dead for almost... The audience was right. I am a most loved. I know what they are thinking, what they have always thought. Look at the fool.
Eddie, you don't know what they're thinking. At all. We've been going over this for months now. All you know is what you're concerning yourself with the thoughts of everyone else that you can't even know. It ain't no wonder that you...
Yes, you're right. I see that now. This monster that is Edmund Keene was created for the audience, but I believe 'twas not my talents that earned the adoration of the public. Perhaps they only ever loved me because I demanded they do so.
The important thing here is accept things as they are, compadre.
I cannot accept things as they are, my dear boy. How can I? How can I accept that I have forced everyone around me to confer? How can I accept the people I defiled to satisfy my ego? The son I was relieved to see die? The blood I have spilled to... The lie is all I have, and all I know. I have done so much is my poverty of spirit, so mighty, and yet with so many defects in the vapor of my own... No, my dear boy. What is done cannot be now amended. The child...
Eddie, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You've done some truly awful stuff. I feared the shit you done ain't never going away.
Yes, go on, kick me, jeer, laugh at the vicious clown.
You ain't gonna play pity tricks on me or yourself. You acted like a lily-livered son. I know that, because I've done some awful shit too. Because of my fear, I hurt scores of folks, some strangers, and because of my fear, I pushed all that stuff down deep where no one could see it, just like you. Once I didn't have a choice but to take a good look at myself, my first thought was that I deserved to go meet the sunrise. But there's something else we've got in common in addition to acting like yellow bellies, Eddie. You know what it is?
What is it?
We got time, Eddie. We got time to become new. We got time to look at ourselves honestly and say, yeah, I've been a coward, but I ain't gonna be a coward. So what'll it be, Eddie? You're gonna live forever. Will you do it as...
I don't know how to be a man.
So you're giving up then?
No, I cannot maintain the facade in it. But Sam, I never learned to be a person. I stopped being real at 8 years. Blood! Why did my fellow actors coddle me so? Why did they let me become a monster? They could have...
Edmund now recognizes the difficult person.
Blood!
Eddie, you gotta own your choices. Yeah, maybe they could have given you more discipline, but they didn't make you do them. It's time to own up. If you're really gonna stop lying to yourself, what's assigning blame to a bunch of dead folks gonna do for you anyway?
But it was at least in part their fault. Who lets a child make the demands I made?
We ain't focusing on the people who gave in to a kid who was too big for his britches. You did some real awful things. You killed people for criticizing you or for showing talent. You resented your son's success.
But how can I put such things behind me?
You don't. You've got to accept the things you've done as part of who you are. You ain't gonna erase the last 200 some years, but maybe you can use them to make a better Edmund going forward.
How? How do I introduce myself as a demanding megalomaniac? How do I introduce myself as a man who was relieved to see his own son die? How do I introduce myself as a man who demanded the entire world get on their knees to satisfy his ego?
Well, I wouldn't exactly lead with that stuff. How about you introduce yourself as a man who's figuring himself out?
I suppose that is a possibility. At the least, it is not unexpected for me to be so disarrayed. It is known that we actors are all by nature an insecure people.
I believe Edmund is using his profession as cover for...
At the least, it is not unexpected for me.
I believe Edmund is using his profession as cover for his industry.
At the least, it is not unexpected for me.
No, Eddie, you're overgeneralizing. Painting all actors with a broad brush so it makes you look better. You're blaming your profession, and that's a damn cop-out. Yeah, there are some real fatty arbuckles out there, actors who carve a path, but there are plenty of stage folk out there who lead humble lives, loving their craft without hurting other people. So I'll thank you.
Bad actors. Perhaps I need to find an identity beyond the stage. It protected me in my youth, but I do not think that it serves me any longer.
That might be worth exploring, Eddie.
But what if I am nothing without the stage? What if I seek other endeavors, but there are none for me?
You're doing some Nosferatu thinking, Eddie. I've been roaming this earth around the same time as you, and what I picked up is, it ain't all or nothing. I guarantee you there's more possibilities out there for you between the great... I mean, how long have you even looked for anything beyond the stage?
Not at all, I suppose.
Then let's hold judgment in reserve, huh?
The theater is all I know. It has been my protector all this time. Without it, I am helpless as a swaddling babe.
Edmund believes life without the...
The theater is all I know.
Eddie, come on. The stage is the thing you know, but you ain't helpless without it. I mean, maybe you're forgetting the whole superhuman strength and immortality thing that comes with being a vampire. And even besides that, you've learned a thing or two from all them Shakespeare plays beyond acting, I'm sure. You ain't a helpless little boy no more, so don't pretend you're powerless to do something new.
Yes. If anything, I certainly have keen powers of self-pity, do I not?
I wasn't gonna say it. However helpless you might feel, Eddie, remember that's just how you feel right now. That's the amazing thing about being undead. We got lots of time to make a better... My mentor, Andy, he says that at 200 years old, we're basically toddlers by vampire standards.
That is a heartening thought.
If we're doing life right, Eddie, we're always growing up. The trick is not to think we're done growing.
Spoken like the bard himself. As he said, all the world's a stage. I should be of a more mature mind, shouldn't I? Surely 237 years.
We got time to grow, Eddie. Let's just be glad you're a 200-year-old baby and not a 2,000-year-old baby, huh?
But growth to me seems nigh impossible. I have allowed my fear to guide my every sad-gutted action.
This is what I mean, Eddie. You're always in defensive mode, ready for someone to take you down. That ain't no way to live. When you're afraid of some young actor coming up and making a name for themselves, what's so scary about that anyway?
I'm afraid they will erase me. I will be just another child of the rookeries, used and discarded.
But Eddie, there's loads of actors out there, all with different kinds of strengths. There's legends from every era. I'm a Buster Keaton fan myself. That fella was one of a kind, just like you were. When he was doing crazy stunts on trains, He weren't no threat to Hamlet.
He was very talented. I wanted to kill him, but I never liked visiting America.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. But you see that his success didn't do anything to yours. Not every threat means your doom.
Perhaps my time has passed anyway. There was a time when the stage awaited Edmund Kean, but my death was the end of that time.
I do not believe the stage waits for anyone, Samuel.
Perhaps my time is...
Okay, we got some real work to do still. Here's the thing, Eddie. The theater wasn't waiting for Edmund Kean to show up, and it wasn't waiting for you to die. You're used to making things about you, and I got some real good news for you. All them fears are keeping you locked in time, and you can stay there as long as you like, or you can make some progress. What's it gonna be?
I am too much of a coward to die.
I'm glad to hear that.
I believe I should go away somewhere. Somewhere cold and dark, where I might...
I think that's a great idea. I did the same thing, and it changed my life. Oh, well,
I suppose all's well that ends well.
I got faith in you. As long as we're putting one foot in front of the other,
I shall see you in a month then.
you got it, Eddie. Take care of yourself. We'll get you out of that mewling and puking stage before...
So it shall be. Very well.
Bravo, Samuel. I was taking notes. It seems the student has become...
Only a master of fumbling around. I knew I was taking a...
You were, but perhaps such risks are justified with such an extreme personality. He attempted to gaslight you, but you held fast and challenged him, sternly but fairly. You have a gentle nature. That must have been difficult.
I didn't want to drive him off the edge. I just saw him close to making a breakthrough, and I didn't want him to start sinking again.
Well, you can now count yourself among a very small number of therapists who have made a breakthrough with such a one. I do not count myself among them.
And you let me handle Edmund?
I had faith in you, Samuel. You affirmed it magnificently. Now, please, go downstairs and find a friendly neck.
A drink sounds mighty nice right about now.
Rest in peace, my dear friend.
Dang, I'm a little shaken up after that one. I've never seen a man as afraid as Edmund Kean. That was tough to watch. I'm sure Crimson can lift my mood. Howdy, Crimson.
What's the matter, cowboy? You look a little paler.
Oh, just had a real tough session. Watched a man who'd been wearing a mask for 200 years. Had to happen, though. The fella's got a long road.
Think this'll do the trick then? I'm proud of you, Sam. Starting over is hard, especially when you've been spinning.
Well, that's the nice thing about being a vampire. We got time
Cheers to that.
to rebirth.
It seems you walk ever in the path of the Lord, my son.
Oh, hey, Kieran.
I did not mean to intrude. I noted your discomfort.
You mind, Crimson?
Not at all. Go drink your fill,
Come, my son. Now then,
Yeah, it's something we vampires have to do a lot of. I was just worried about one of my clients having trouble.
I know it is painful, my son. When we, like the lizard who sloughs its dead skin, or the mortal who journeys into the mosh pit,
Sounds like you've got a lot of perspective on this stuff, Kieran.
I know you must have questions, my son. Please, ask.
From your spiritual perspective, how do we know when it's time for a rebirth?
An hour. A week. The answer, my son, is when we are ready. Only the Lord decides when that is. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away.
Well, that sounds like a control fallacy, though. We can't let someone else make our decisions.
My son, all your trials, the world you live in, He leads you to the truth. When He has prepared you fully, you will accept it and join Him along with... Did you have more questions for me, my son?
From your spiritual perspective, can we ever truly start over?
My son, you know the answer already. We beings of flesh and blood are also being... However, we do not stand in judgment of mortals, but of ourselves. If you believe you have defeated your demons...
Yeah, that's true. Reminds me a lot of should statements. And defeating demons is...
Yes, it is the demons who should fear us, my son. Did you have more questions?
Ain't being reborn just rejecting who we were? I wasn't a good guy, Kieran, but I
My son, only in Christ do we truly receive absolution. Our darkness defines us. We cannot reject it, just as we cannot reject the... But do not be shamed by it, my son. Your darkness is...
Kinda sounds like disqualifying the positive to me.
Actually, it's liner notes from a metal album I'm fond. Did you have more questions to ask?
Why ain't your lord the fire and brimstone type that's marked my kind for sin?
The Lord did not do these things. Even they work through him. But eventually, we will all be blessed and...
Well, I've got a lady who would love to meet you. I think a few men of the cloth did her.
Men will ever seek power. Are you ready to receive succor?
Yeah, but I really wish you'd stop calling it that. That is enlightening.
There. May you be sustained and fulfilled. May you shepherd your lost sheep.
You're a one-of-a-kind dude, Kieran. But thanks for the drink and the talk. You have a...
Godspeed, my son.